Have you ever felt stuck or trapped in life when you want to succeed in business, finances, or your fitness, and you feel like you can't make progress going forward? Maybe you start strong, but then self-doubt kicks in, and then all of a sudden, you lose your motivation and you lose your drive. Studies show that 90% of people actually get stuck and never take control of their life. And the reason isn't luck or talent. It's 5 key principles. Today, I'm going to be uncovering the success triangle and the 5 to Thrive framework. It's a proven way to shift your mindset, improve your emotions, and take control of your life. Stick around with me to the end of this video, and if you do, I got an amazing resource for you to get started. Let's go. Hey guys, how are you? My name is Coach Dimitri and welcome to the Pure Motivation Podcast Show. As always, I'm trying to give you, the viewer, tips and resources to improve your mindset, your mission, your macros, your muscle, and of course your marriage. Today we're talking about mindset and we're talking about a framework to work on helping you with the success triangle. For those of you who don't know what the success triangle is, it's going to be a very valuable lesson for you to take and understand because your state is what controls everything in your lifestyle. And while watching Tony Robbins and following him for so many years and taking into consideration all the things that he's taught me and people from around the world, really boils down to 5 specific key areas in every person's life where if you can keep control of these, you'll be able to control the mindset you have, the motivation you have, so it doesn't just run out, but you can also keep the momentum going. Because what makes you and I happy? Progress. If you're not progressing in life, you're actually feeling like you're regressing, and that's going to build up negativity. It's going to build up self-doubt. And so many people are living life every day unhappy, unmotivated, and simply not in the proper state that they need to be at. And when I'm talking about state, I mean the ability for you to be confident, to be happy, and for you to take action at a current moment. And when you're in a powerful state, you take powerful action. So if you're in a confidence level and you want to achieve a certain goal and you tell yourself, I'm going to do this, you prime your body, you're mentally aligned, you may be physically aligned, and you actually go towards that action. But when you're in a weaker state, you hesitate. But your state isn't random. It's actually controlled by 3 areas. Now, what I want you to think of is 3 forces here, okay? But just think of a triangle, okay? And at the bottom of the triangle, you have what's called your physiology, okay? Which is kind of your base state here. And this is how you use your body. Okay. And we all know from science, if you use your body and you are physically active, you're moving around, no matter what state you are negatively, you will automatically change and move into a more positive state. On the left-hand side of the triangle, I want you to think of focus. My company is called Pure Motivation Fitness, right? But motivation will get us started, but discipline keeps us going. And then on the right-hand side, we're looking at language. Okay. That is the type of area that is about the words we use. Because a lot of us don't pay attention to the words we use when we're in a positive or negative state. And if you can think of this triangle and saying, you know what, I'm going to take control of my lifestyle and I'm going to put everything together so I can be in charge, you'll have much more success and you'll enjoy life versus feeling that everything is happening to you versus for you. I want you to think of the next thing is a nice circle that goes around the triangle. Now, at the top of your circle, I want you to think of that as your why or your compelling future or your driving force. The bottom part of the circle, our 5th area, think of this as your identity, which shapes your choices. Think of this as the person you believe you want to be. So I'm going to break each part down one by one so you can fully understand this. But before we do me a favor, hit that like button. If you have a comment, leave it there because I really want to find out what you liked or what you didn't like about this video. And awesome if you can subscribe because I want to provide more value to you. And if you subscribe, I know I can send it to you on a regular basis. So we're talking about number 1, the physiology standpoint. Now, this talks about the foundation of your energy. Think of it as the bottom part of your triangle, which is your base, the strongest part. Now, your body controls your emotions, okay? If you want to move and change your state, you have to do something physical. And for most people who are not motivated, you typically will see that there's no activity in their lifestyle as well. Because it's very difficult to find someone that is exercising 4 or 5 times a week, eating healthy, doing body comps, yet they're still negative and they're still not motivated. Because throughout you being active, you will have small wins that you will achieve, which will help improve your state. For example, you do a basic workout, you follow it for a month, you increase your strength, you lose some weight. Now that physiology that you've changed because you've moved your body is going to help your state be more confident, more positive. So if you want a small action step in terms of fixing your physiology, first think about, am I moving my body? Am I being active? And it doesn't mean you got to train in the gym. You can go for a jog every morning. You can do a small, a yoga workout in the morning. You can just literally stand up with your hands to the side and hold this position. Okay? Stats show that people that stand in this position for more than 2 minutes will naturally increase their motivation and their testosterone levels. And this is based on confidence, based on body language. Number 2, we're talking about focus. Where your attention goes is where your energy flows. If you focus on your problems, you're going to feel stuck. If you focus on solutions, you're going to feel empowered. 2 people have something that goes wrong in their lifestyle. One sees it as a defeat. Meanwhile, the other sees it as a lesson. Why? Why do people view things differently? It's because of the focus they have. Your focus is important. And whenever you catch yourself dwelling in a problem, kind of ask yourself, what's one thing I can do right now to move forward? I have a friend, let's call him Negative Nick. And every time I talk to Negative Nick, every single conversation that we have begins with a negative. He's always focusing on what's not working. So if he's always focusing on the negative, guess what's going to happen? His energy is going to radiate negativity. He's never going to move forward with something positive versus someone that's constantly looking at a positive outlook in life. So if you don't focus on, I got to lose 30 pounds in 3 months, and you focus on, I got to set behavioral habits, and my focus is going to be on positive things. I want to work out 4 days a week. I'm going to log or track my food. I'm going to go to bed at a certain time. I'm going to drink 8 ounces of water every 4 or 5 hours. If you focus on the positive things, your end result will be a positive state. Number 3, we want to talk about language. This is the far right side of the triangle. The words you use will shape your life, 100%. Saying, I'm exhausted versus saying, I'm recharging will change your state right away. If you keep telling yourself, I'm not good at this, or I tried and I failed, what do you think is going to happen? Your subconscious mind is going to keep hearing that. So the language you use, whether you're at work, whether it's you at home with your wife, instead of saying, I really hate that you do this every time, you could say, it would be really great if you could assist me with A, B, C, because I know you have so much potential. You literally can speak to someone on one day and they can be positive, motivated, ready to go, full of energy, and you can feel that radiate through you. And a lot of times people will say that about me. And 90% of the time when you see me, I'm on. But there's that 10% of time where I will be in a negative mindset. And 9 times out of 10, if I come into my club or if I'm speaking to someone on a Zoom call, they'll be like, what's up with you today, bro? You're not yourself. And right away when I hear that, I'm like, bang, my state, they're reminding me. The state that you're in and the language you use is going to depict where you are today. And you don't want to be someone that's constantly positive one day, negative the next day, positive for 2 days, horrible for the 3 days after that. It's going to slowly erode your confidence and it's slowly going to poison your body and pollute yourself with negative mindset. So your action step for the language part is to pay attention to the way you speak, or more importantly, if it's difficult for you to stop and kind of think of what you're saying, pay attention to how other people are speaking. If your kid says, you know what, I suck at this. It's not that you're not good at this or you sucked at the tournament. It's the fact that you're going in mentally telling yourself these things. And if you keep saying, I suck at this, you're constantly going to be in that negative mindset. Next, we're going to talk about the circle around the triangle. While the triangle controls the moment-to-moment state, the 2 forces that shape your long-term success are going to be what's above the circle and below the circle. This is your 4th point. And we're talking about your why and your compelling future. Now, for me, this is super, super important because no matter what I'm going through, I always understand that without a strong why, your motivation fades. You need a vision. You need something bigger than yourself to pull you forward. You need to make sure that you think, who do I want to become? But you've got to remember one thing. If you're trying to burn body fat, the only way you're going to succeed at doing that is when your mental state is constantly controlled. You can't be comfortable and confident one day and then the next day fall apart. When people are positive, negative, I find that there's more issues they're dealing with that they're not bringing to state. And usually it's because they never set up a strong why. Instead of saying, I don't feel like doing this, connect it to the bigger purpose. So your action step in terms of doing something or taking action to moving forward is write down your why. One sentence that captures your future you're creating. And for me, the why was to motivate, educate, and inspire everyone around me, starting from my family. That's my why. Okay, lastly, we're talking about the bottom part of the circle. The bottom part is your core identity. Now here we're talking about if your actions align with what you believe you are and who you believe you are. If you see yourself as lazy, your subconscious keeps hearing that bloody word and it's gonna associate you with being lazy. But if you shift your identity to I am disciplined, I am focused, you'll be able to create the lifestyle you want. An example of this is someone that says, do you want a cigarette? So a person who's trying to quit says, no thanks, I'm trying to quit, right? Pretty simple. Now, a person who's in a positive mindset will say, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. No thanks, I used to smoke and I quit on this day. See the difference in terms of language? So what I want to get to you in closing here is master your state in life and you'll master your life. If your success triangle is always in control, you'll be in control of your lifestyle. But if you notice one or two or more of these areas are missing and you just try to grind and grind and grind, you're gonna fail. You can't build a home with a weak foundation, it'll crumble. If your base in terms of what you're trying to achieve as a goal is set on weak principles, there's no positive states, the focus that you have is very narrow-minded, you always see yourself as a victim versus a victor, the language you use is not positive, the language you use when you're with surrounding people is not positive, and the fact that you don't have the physiology, that you're not active, I don't care if it's not weight training, but if you're not constantly doing those base things in the triangle, you're always gonna be stuck. And your why could be something as easy as, I wanna show my kids that I've lost 45 pounds so they can see me as a role model. That's gonna keep you going. That's like the hook or the wedge that's gonna keep pulling that truck along. Think of a tow truck. Now, what happens when you get stuck? Tell yourself, no, I know I can do this. I have the identity. I know that I'm a person that's a winner. Now, even if the tow truck is stuck, your identity will pull that tow truck out of the mud. Take control, start now. Some call to actions for you would be to draw the triangle on a little sticky note so you can visually see it. And then think of finding ways to improve your why. And when you're stuck, you don't have a why, you'll always regress. And that's why so many people start a fitness program in January and 90% of them fail by February 1st. So that's gonna help with every part of the triangle and above the circle and below. My name is Coach D. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Pure Motivation Podcast Show. As always, if you're stuck and need help, send me a comment. If you've watched this video to the end, mention comments in the comment section, and I'm gonna send you a free resources of a 25-minute total body workout you can do anywhere with dumbbells or a band, just like that, for sticking around. And if you can do me a favor and share this video with any friends or family, give me a like and a comment so I can learn what you wanna learn more about. That would make me happy and we can pass it on forward. That's it, that's all. See you in the next video. And remember, average is the enemy, action beats anxiety, and your attitude is everything.